Now we're gonna have the speech from Liberitutti, if I'm saying it right. It's an organization in Italy where the guest speaker is going to be Silvia Fazio. But it's going to start at 1:15, and until then we're gonna have like 2 minutes break and then give the word to Silvia. Hi,
Hi.
how are you?
Fine. You?
I'm good, I'm good. Thank you for joining today.
Thank you for the invitation. It's a pleasure to join this meeting, and thank you very much to everyone for this presentation. And I'm look forward to present our organization.
While we are waiting, anytime you want, you can start. It's 1:15,
Okay.
so you can start.
Let me to share maybe the screen. Okay. If I may, I can start.
Okay, cool.
Okay, so thank you very much again for the invitation. I'm Silvia Fazio. I'm the International Project Manager and Networking Coordinator for Liberitutti. That is a social cooperative based in Turin and with plus 20 years experience in community building. So when I present myself, sometimes people ask me some question. The general question is, what is your job? Because sometimes people don't understand exactly which kind of job I do. Working in an international environment means also to explain very well which kind of job you have to do, and working in an NGO environment is very special. It's an international career really connected to a very part of the civil society, a small part of the civil society, and sometimes people don't know nothing about my job. And I will use a meme just to explain a bit my job. So sometimes my friends say that I'm always in holiday because I used to travel a lot. This is part of an international networking coordinator, doing meeting across Europe, talking with different realities, stakeholders, partners. So one of the myths about my job is, of course, travel a lot. My family don't understand actually after 7 years what kind of job I do. My mother thinks that I speak to people just only all the time, but it's not a job related to advocacy, or not only related to advocacy. So for me, it's very funny sometimes see my mother explain to other people which kind of job I do. What society think I do? I made two versions of this because there is different perspective towards NGO. The first version is for conspiracy theories, because most of the people don't understand that NGO act in Europe as a very important point of view for the civil society, and they think sometimes that we waste money, public money, especially the European money in case of my job. But other people thinks that sometimes we act just only to support people without doing something more, and it's a sort of hate organization. But it's something that okay, it's connected, but we do a lot of things. So in general, what I really do is running towards EU calls, try to create competitive proposals, and also stay all the time via Skype or Zoom or across Europe to talk with partners and so on. With this image, sometimes it can be very scary for my job, but believe me, it's I really felt in love 7 years ago, and I believe that it's something that can inspire you to start an international career in NGO. So I would like to give you just a brief overview of this kind of job, especially my type of job. Being a project and networking manager means different things, especially if you do something related to networks. the networking part is the most important part in an NGO, because building an international network is essential to write EU funding projects, and especially if you want to be innovative and competitive. So what you can do if you want to do this kind of job? Of course, you have to build an international network. You have to implement a lot of need analysis to build competitive project proposal. You have to do a lot of monitoring action at local, national, and international level to create not only opportunities, but also to create projects that can have an added value, a really added value, and also listen and participate in the international community is something very, very important, and sometimes can allow you to grow in all your aspects of your life, not only professional but also personal. Of course, the implementation part is also very, very important, but I can talk about implementation part at least 3-4 hours, so I don't want to annoy you more about the technical stuff related to this kind of job. So I can do this job thanks to the NGO sector and thanks to my organization that is called Liberitutti. We are a social cooperative that is specialized in community development. This means that we work to promote social inclusion action for also young people, but especially for disadvantaged people that lives in maybe disadvantaged neighborhood, or they lives in not positive situation, let's say. We act mostly in Turin, in the northern part of Italy, but we have other places in which we can act also across Italy. Why I need to present better my organization? Because it's strictly connected to our vision of the EU funding program. So let's introduce our main areas of intervention. Social inclusion is one of the main area. We work to promote solidarity values. We have to remember that the European Union has been founded in solidarity values. So we use this vision to create preventive measure towards violence and discrimination, but also we promote actions to include disadvantaged targets. Personally, I don't like to use targets as a category of person, but in EU funding programs, you can find a different definition, for example, for migrants or for kind of vulnerabilities. So when you present your organization, it's necessary to give a background to people, but me and also my organization don't like to present category of people. We believe that all people are important in our reality. Another important things that we do is the supporting measure for let's say migrants, but this category includes a lot of people, including asylum seekers, refugees, and the general definition for the European Union is third country nationals. We implement a different action. For example, we have reception centers or action to support employment of the people, and different kind of other measures that are very important for us to continue and to promote. Another part of Liberitutti is dedicated on educational activities. We support skill building activities. This is very important if you want to work with people and to work to promote solidarity values. So in this sense, we work with different kind of people. For example, adult, young people, youth worker, women, men, teachers, students. This is the background of the most implemented projects in Liberitutti, because we believe that through education we can change not the world but our local reality. We can create a very impactful action. And finally, there is the last part, that is the community development. We do these things through many services that we created over the years. And for example, this is a very nice photo of Bagni Pubblici Viaia, that in English is public bath or Viaia. This is a big center in which we created supporting measure for social, cultural, and creativity sector. So for example, you can find a restaurant or a small size enterprise managed by migrants or people that want to contribute to improve the habitat of a disadvantaged neighbor, that is Barriera Milano. This is a very small part of what we do for community development. And as you can notice during my presentation, we take care about the local dimension as the starting point to develop international activities. Indeed, our organization made many things according to this vision, that is the global dimension. Global is a concept that is very used across Europe. You can find sometimes the definition in some EU programs, but we use global vision for a specific purpose. We believe that starting from local needs, you can create a new community, specific or general, in which people can talk and can improve their skills, their vision, they can do something more for their local peers and so on. So our global vision is something very special for us. We used to create all kind of EU funding projects according to this vision. When you create EU community, is not about taking the money of the EU and just doing something. It's just to connect people and support them to reflect a bit on some topics or on some action that they can do and they can continue to do during their life. So this means that international good practices also can have an impact at local level, because they can improve and empower local communities. Local communities are very important for the European Union. If you read the last EU calls, you can check yourself that local community are one of the most focused used by the European Commission. And the connection is important also to develop very competitive projects, because without the local dimension, you can't write a competitive proposal for EU funding program and EU funding projects. And also the delivery part, it's a very crucial part, but without a purpose behind your idea, it's not possible to realize the impact that you are planning. This is something very important, and I want to highlight so much, because sometimes people, especially project managers that write in EU funding programs, forgot this part, and the proposals are totally not connected with the local realities. So this means that in terms of implementation, you have a lot of problems, and beneficiaries or targets, according to the kind of action, don't understand why you wrote this kind of action and what is the benefit for them. And EU projects are always connected to local needs and to people. We talk about people, not about things to do. We wrote several projects for different kind of EU program. Our preference is about Erasmus Plus, because it's the most comprehensive programs to create educational action at international level, not only through mobilities, because maybe thanks to the university, you know, the Erasmus Plus program for mobilities, but we use Erasmus Plus also to provide innovative program in terms of social research. So we use mostly K-Action 2 and K-Action 3 to propose innovative proposal to the European Union. The same for the REC and AMIF program that are set up on fighting discrimination and supporting measures for migrants. We have a very good experience with AMIF program, especially in the national strength. We have also right now a project, and we also use this kind of project to integrate local actions and improve local communities with these projects. The Internal Security Fund Police program is a newly program because it is open since 2017, just only for the organization in some proposal, and we used this program to write some projects to tackle radicalization and violent extremism, because I want to remember that this is a very normal phenomenon that everybody can test, and it's important to write projects to integrate the fighting against this kind of phenomenon. Of course, there are different kinds of programs such as Europe for Citizens, Creative Europe, Interreg, ANI, and other EU funding programs. I don't want to annoy you so much about these EU funding programs, but if you are very interested, I recommend you to read about the through the website of the European Union Funding and Tender to know more about the EU funding programs and understand how this work and how we do these things through our international network that right now we are building, that it's called Kairos. Kairos International, starting from the consortium of cooperative that we are part of. In this moment, we are addressing Kairos, so we are the leading social cooperative that move most of the activities of the consortium. Kairos International is like a sort of subject that collects all contacts of all organizations inside it and create projects for the consortium to continue the work. So sometimes we use also Kairos to push local activities and redistribute the added value from the international level into the local community. But the main topic of this meeting is about young people. We believe that young people are the future, especially after this pandemic crisis. And we implemented over the years several activities to support young people. And we are improving these activities also at the international level. Indeed, in 2021, we will create more structured activities and background to support especially mobilities. We do these things following the vision of the local part, but also we implemented a monitoring action in the last year to understand better how to create skill building actions. So the three main elements are for sure career, because we understand that young people want a perspective, or sometimes they don't know what they want to do. Their soft skills are essential, because without soft skill you can't understand if you can write for this position or not, or you are doing something that for you is good or not. Soft skill also allow you to achieve more careers and maybe use the skill in a transversal way. And dreams, because sometimes we forgot that when we talk about young people, sometimes we talk about categories, not about people, and people have dreams. So we believe that dreams also should be part of the projects, because of course we talk with people. So this is the base of our youth projects. These are some projects that we already implemented in the past, or are projects ongoing. We developed different action with different sub-targets, for example, young migrants girls, or also families, and so on. I invite you to explore more in our website, maybe if you are curious. And I would like to give you a concrete example. We developed this project that right now is a proposal that we presented in the last deadline of Erasmus Plus. The European Commission made an emergency call, and we developed this proposal that I think summarized very well our approach to the youth field. We turned it into a project, our experience gathered through the STEM Lab project, that is a project for young people. And our purpose was to create more youth opportunities, especially in the youth worker field, using the creativity that is an element that the call required, but it was very, very challenging and at the same time very interesting to include in a proposal. So at the end, we proudly presented the project about cross-sectoral disciplines that talk about creating new opportunity for young people and in the sector of the youth workers, so specific for this kind of job. We hope that the European Commission will approve these projects. We created a very good partnership, and we also supported this idea through other EU funding programs. So we used the same idea to create more action to be financed in order to support the youth opportunities. This is my final slide, is just to understand what does it mean working in the youth field. This means also to do advocacy in Europe. In this moment, the European Commission is discussing about the new funding budget for 2021-2027, and it's very important to understand the situation of the European NGO. We want to create a more favorable environment for everyone and support the projects across Europe to be not just only projects, but part of a learning structure, support better youth organization, especially the smallest one. So we joined the campaign of Inter Alia, that is closest partners, and the campaign is Life Beyond EU Funding. We want to ask to the European Commission through advocacy action to improve the budget of 5% of the overall budget of Erasmus Plus to support operating funding for youth organization. This is very important, and we are very proud to be part also to the Italian structure that are doing very well advocacy activities through institution and also small size NGO to support this action. Maybe someone of the European Union will listen us and understand that our work is very important for the future of the next generation of the young people. What we are planning for 2021, of course, there will be new internship opportunities. At the moment, all internship opportunities are in pause because we are waiting to understand what is kind of environment there will be after the pandemic. New innovative projects for young people. We want to offer to young people more opportunities, vet opportunities, because we started to invest also in trainership, because we understand that it's very important, especially for disadvantaged young people that can afford this kind of opportunities, especially mobilities. And the last one is skill building activities. We are planning to do online and offline skill building activities for young people, for European and also local young people. So thank you very much for your attention. You can find us in our Facebook page, in the LinkedIn portal, and also in our website. In this moment, the website is under construction because we are rebuilding our communication image, but soon there will be a new website full of opportunities for young people, and let's stay updated because there will be news very soon. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Silvia. I will see if there are questions on the chat. If not, we have some questions. If everyone has a question, they can always raise their hand or just join the call as you like, or just write on the chat. But until they do, I have a question. Before, when you had like internships with internationals, what kind of qualities you searched for, usually interns? Like, do you have something that is super important to you for interns?
The most important thing that we are looking about an interns is about motivation. Without motivation, it's not possible to implement a good internship. I met different people that at the beginning was very motivated, but at one point they lost their motivation, and this is very sad. I understand that the professional pathway of each person is different, but what I suggest to all people that want to apply in this kind of job, it's a hard job, and when you are an intern, you have to try to learn as much as possible. In terms of Liberitutti, our priorities is to try to transmit and also to teach as much as possible to our interns in order to finish their period with us full of soft skills and also full of motivation for their future. Only motivated people can do very good things in their future, I think, and I believe that everyone can have motivation, but they have to find their way. And about Liberitutti, of course, I take care about my interns, and I think they are always they are always in the good pathway to understand what kind of job they want to do.
How about Italian language? Like, is it important to speak Italian or have a level of Italian language?
Unfortunately, yes. If you want to work at local level, but in case of project management area, no, it's not so much important because mostly I work 90% in English. Just 1%. Sometimes I send an email in Italian language. But of course, here it's not impossible to speak Italian. Most of the volunteers that arrive here can speak Italian in 2 3 months because everybody speak in Italian, so you are very pushed to learn it the language.
Okay, that's like hopeful. If we want to learn Italian, we can try to have an internship in Italy and improve our Italian level. I have another question as well. Like, you said that you will be open for international students and not only European ones. Have you had before like other interns in your organization who were not part of the European Union countries?
Yes, we normally host not European interns in our company, especially through the regional programs. We hosted interns from Africa, for example, because we believe that everyone can have the possibility to join an internship here. And most of our activities is not targeted just only for Italian, but also for internationals. Of course, it's according to the type of offer that we are looking for. In case of my office, in case the interns is referred to me, so the project management part, they are very welcome, and I'm very happy to host international potential junior project manager.
That's cool. My last question, I will not ask anymore. Have you considered of having like partnerships with different universities? So when you have like different offers, you share with them, and then students can be easily more informed like quickly, because like sometimes we might not be really informed where are you posting, or for the website. But like I've seen that you have been engaged with EU for You platform, which is a platform that helps students to find internships. But how about partnerships directly with universities and different programs, like our program, for example?
We are thinking to improve this part right now. The situation about the related to the COVID-19 can't support this part, but of course in the future we will push this aspect in our organization. We are trying to understand the situation. We tried with one guy a couple of months ago to implement an internship totally online. A very good experience, but it was too short. And in this moment, we are understanding how to support better the learning pathway of the interns here in the organization. Doing just only 3 months of internship about project management can't allow you to understand this kind of job, and it's a very pity for our organization and also for people that want to learn this kind of job.
Great. I will read the last question and then quickly answer because we're gonna have Deloitte Deutschland after you. But there is someone asking, Roxana is asking, before COVID, the pandemic just jumping in and destroying everything, with your job, have you had like experiences with traveling? If you were like able to travel a lot regarding your position as project manager in your company?
Yes, before the COVID-19 situation, I traveled a lot because if you think that a project manager can manage 3, 4, or 5, I arrived to manage 7 projects at the same time that lasted 2 years. And if you think that per each project there is a meeting each 6 months, you can count how many travels I did in the past. I was always in an airport, and at one time I started to beg myself to stay at 1 month in a route in the same place. So it's a very good part of our job, but sometimes it's a bit stressful. It's according to also the team that you have behind. I'm very glad to started this job before the COVID-19. I don't know how will evolve this kind of job. For sure, more meeting will be held online, and this is very good in terms of project management part because you have more time to implement it. Of course, it's you can miss some very important part that is traveling across Europe and meet partners and very beautiful realities. Let's say if you love travel and love to stay in contact with people, this is the right job to do.
Thank you, Sylvia, a lot. I think now we should give the stage, the floor, the virtual floor to the next guest speaker. And then maybe you can answer to Taibi in the chat on her question, if you don't mind.
Sure.
Thank you very much for joining.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Bye.
Thank you so much.